I'm proud to have served in World War II, and my government is recognizing the fact that I served.
It was such a big thing on the part of the American people. How do you put that into a memorial?
Well, you know, I never thought much about a memorial. When I was overseas, all I wanted to do was come home. And I never thought much about a memorial.
It took more than 50 years, but the veterans of World War II finally have the recognition they so richly deserve on our National Mall. Perhaps the selfless attitude of our greatest generation contributed to the amount of time it took for that formal recognition to manifest. Maybe today's men and women in uniform aren't that much different from those who fought for our country over a half-century ago.
One of my first assignments was to go as an inspector to Erie, Pennsylvania, and I was to report to the chief inspector, and the chief inspector I was to report to was Irving Saffitz, and I said I'll never remember his name.
That's right, and she still doesn't.
Famous last words.
Corporal Irving Saffitz served in the Signal Corps during World War II, and as the 60th anniversary of his marriage to Ruth Ann approaches, he recalls a time when they first met. A time of war, but also a time to come together.
Most of us, even the guys in service, were very gung-ho that this was the right place to be at this time. I mean, it was just incredible the way the American people just gathered force, if you will, and got together behind the effort.
Corporal Vince Sutphin was in the 7th Army in 1944, a tank gunner. He says he also remembers an America uniformly battling adversity, a government and its people on the same page.
You heard very little criticism of your government in World War II because we were coming out of the biggest depression that my country has ever had. And I think we earned the right to put the people that could speak up. Why do I think that is? Because we ran the victory in World War II that let these young people speak their mind, get better educations than we have, and a better understanding of government. Yes, I'm proud of them.
The World War II effort included everyone, and everyone made the necessary sacrifices.
The thing that I remember was the rationing that was going on, which was unreal. I'm trying to remember all the things that were being rationed. Sugar, meat, what other things were we using?
Gasoline, particularly. It was hard to come by. Overseas, too.
No, I just remember a period of great cooperation between everyone. Everyone was really in this together, and everyone was helping the next person.
It was an entire generation working together, both to battle the Axis powers and support their country.
I wonder why indeed it is called the greatest generation. I don't know how you can single out a generation. But maybe it is the cohesiveness of that generation that should be displayed.
Yeah, I think basically the war effort itself depended for the first time in history uniquely on both men and women, because the women in the workforce were very important, because without them we couldn't have done what we did.
Right on.
I was in the G Company, 393rd Regiment of the 99th Division. I joined the outfit Thanksgiving Day, 1944, and I left there the 11th of January. I got frozen during the Battle of the Bulge.
Private First Class Buck Shelton thought the war was basically over when he headed for Germany. He says no one had ever heard of rotations the way people talk about them today.
We knew what we were fighting for. And when they let you off in France, it was, I'll meet you in Berlin. You didn't know you'd go stay there 6 months, or because my brother-in-law left this country the day his daughter was born, and when he came back, she was 3 years old. And he'd probably have a riot in the army today if he did something like that.
The terms have changed in the last 50 years, and so have the tanks and guns. But the spirit of the people fighting for freedom hasn't.
The only thing is to have staying power. Don't let it get to you. Keep a sense of humor. You know, you got to have one of the, and especially if you get in trouble, just have stick-to-itness, you know. Stick with it. But you ought to know what in the hell you're fighting for.
I think all of us face the same problem mentally. Today and back when I was in, I cannot see any difference in anybody not thinking that they're subject to death. A soldier today dies just as quick as he did from my time, and I'm sure of that.